That's TV.
See,
What's
good
it called
sound.
again?
The Witching Hour.
Yes.
TV
Welcome.
thing, what's it called?
Big highs, all the
Devil's
truckers
Hour
out
on
there.
Amazon.
Yeah, that sounded good, actually. See, I could close my eyes and I would actually fall asleep to you talking to me.
So Barry Mackay picks the ball up in midfield. He plays that would send anyone to sleep.
That sounds good, aye. That sounds good.
ASMR commentary.
I know.
All right, yeah.
Can you count to 10, Mark?
Look at these cups.
I know.
He's just asking if you can count to
Flattering,
10.
isn't it?
Do you want to take one home with you?
Sorry?
Do you want to take one home with you?
Lovely, aye.
Do you want to drink out of me?
I want to drink in you. Yeah, lovely. Okay.
Right, are we ready to
calendar.
do this? Are we doing this? Or okay, right, okay. Yeah? Right, roll the titles.
For the mere mortal, that's your tits and then your belly.
And we moved swiftly onto the arsehole. Don't stop, Kohli. Well, he's too long for shelf.
Why would you moisturise your penis for a
I
start?
do.
What do you believe your greatest contribution to the world is? More than a thimble is.
Hello and welcome to the Ewen Cat UNCUT podcast, and we're delighted to have two legends of the small screen here in the studio with us today. I am delighted that I'm sat here in front of just TV royalty, if truth be told. I mean, they've been part of my life for nearly, 20 years or so. Part of your life as well, Cat, eh?
Have you forgotten their names?
That happens though with
intro,
royalty,
that's-
doesn't
Yeah,
it? It's like, you'll be at some do and then one of the royals will show up. Is it Margaret or is it Anne? And then you just say,
Let
all
the
right,
bo-
princess. So I answered the prince or king myself.
Let the boy speak. Carry on, you, and it was good.
Thanks, mate. You're speaking and nobody knows who you are, so let me introduce who you are.
Go on.
Please welcome to the show, from Still Game, Chewin The Fat fame, River City, and many other things. We've got Mark Cox, and we've got Sanjeev Kohli!
I'm clapping you, Mark. I'm not clapping myself. I'm also clapping you and Cat as well. I'm not clapping myself.
First thing we need to do here is 7 times 23, Sanjeev.
161?
I don't know, I'm just asking you.
Yeah, but it's arithmetic. That's not maths. I've got a maths degree, but
That's why I asked you.
But it's not an arithmetic degree. It's that there's no bigger pain in the arse that at the end of dinner. Oh, who's got the maths degree? You do the bill. It's not arithmetic. I'll do a differential equation for you. I'll do the equation with straight line.
Sanjeev,
I'm not
easy,
doing it.
easy,
No,
mate,
no, Mark.
easy.
No, Mark. This is not the first time this has happened.
No, I know,
it's
I know,
not
I'm
a
just
degree
saying.
in arithmetic. All right?
Okay.
Can I just tell Scotland that?
No, but you've
Right, it's
told- I
maths.
think you've told
Maths is
them.
beyond
You've told them.
arithmetic. Jesus,
Still
wet.
trying-
Right, hold on, what's the difference between arithmetic and maths? Do you want to educate us?
Well, arithmetic is just basically.
Are you just being an arse?
Yes, but then a lot of mathematicians are. I say a mathematician. I mean, I got my degree in 1992. You know, 2 Unlimited were in the charts.
Numbers can't have changed much since then, though. Is it?
They're all the same.
Oh no! Every decade they do a kind of audit.
New numbers.
And so they've ditched 63. Did you know that? Yeah, 63 is not a thing
that was my
anymore.
favourite.
Not a thing anymore. So a lot of paperwork, by the way.
69?
A lot of town planners.
That's a favourite.
69 was never a thing. 69 was never a thing.
No.
Do you know? Remember the summer of '69? Brian Adams. The follow-up single was "Autumn of Lockjaw."
Okay. All right.
Sorry to just continue talking
No,
to
carry
Sanjeev
on.
here, but I didn't know that you had this degree when it comes to mathematics and arithmetic or whatever it is you've got. That's pretty impressive.
Why the random question?
Because Kat just informed me of it like 10 minutes ago. So that's why I threw that 7 times 23 thing at you, because I was
Obviously,
impressed.
what happens in these podcasts is Ewan does no research.
I don't do any research.
And we've known you all for years. We have known you for years.
yeah.
But I do the honour of going through Wikipedia for at least 30 seconds before you come in.
That's nice.
Oh no! And also, to
Yeah.
be fair, I played 4 fictional shopkeepers, so we should be good at doing the tills.
That's true.
And I have worked in a real shop. So
This is all good and well, maths degrees, etc. But you're aware that in
Last year.
1987, my first ever award, if you will, was a Scott Vec module in plumbing from Parkhead College.
I forget that you've got a background in pipes.
Yeah. It was the first. It
But
was
Mark,
amazing, actually.
Mark, have you not got a wee cheeky doctorate?
Oh, actually, it's all right talking about him. I'm a doctor, you know that, don't you? I'm actually a doctor.
I
Yes,
didn't know
Jane
that,
McCarry
no.
and I were given our honorary doctorate by Queen Margaret University only 3 months ago.
I always wondered about that. Do you feel like amazing, or do you feel like you haven't done the 4 years' work?
All I do is picture me going back steaming for the union and looking up at other folk doing other things, working in the library to 10 at night. giving it to me.
Waving it at them.
I've often said, do you know by law you can change your name to doctor on your passport? I can do that.
You should do it.
And I thought that would be me. I'd be on a plane, somebody would say, is there a doctor on board? You say, what is the problem? They say, there's possibly a heart attack. And I'd go up and I'd say to the guy, I'd whisper in his ear, I'd say, listen, I'm not really a real doctor, but I can tell you some fantastic stories till you get a stent put in here like that. You know?
Remember Dr. Gillian McKeith?
Oh, but she wasn't a doctor.
She was a doctor. She's Mrs. Gillian McKeith, it turned out.
But here's the thing, though, with that. Are you not embarrassed to accept something like that? And do doctors look at you and go, who the do you think you are?
It's a different kind of doctorate, though.
He's allowed to issue sick notes.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think to myself, if they didn't get me, they would give it to somebody else.
That's exactly
what I mean?
it.
That's the same issue that people traffickers use. Come on, man. You can't use the argument or someone else would have got it.
The guy
behave
says to me-
yourself. You're enabling the system.
But the guy did, when the big enormous guy that was in the course before us said, how you doing? Oh, great. I said, and he asked me about the show and stuff and still gave, and I said, oh, it's fantastic. I said, and what did you do? He said, well, then I left, I did acting, but I went on to do something else. So I've climbed Kilimanjaro and several other mountains for charity. I was like, it's on at the back.
Because the irony is here, I've ditched 2 chances to be a doctor because I started a medical degree, as you'll know, Kat.
Yes, I do.
Did you know that?
Yes, he started a medical degree at Glasgow University and then changed halfway through the course to mathematics, where he got a first-class degree and then a PhD.
Well, I started the PhD, that's the thing.
Wow.
And I say started, I gave it 4 months.
Did you know that? Because you're good pals. Did you know that?
I did know that.
You did know that.
So there's me properly grafting to become a doctor twice and binning it, and then he just strolls in.
So why did you bin becoming officially a doctor, not like the fake one sat next to you?
Well, I hated 2 days into my medical degree. I knew I hated it, and I need to tell you this. So basically, when you do medicine at Glasgow Uni, so anatomy is one of the subjects, and there's like dissecting corpses, right? Dissecting cadavers, and you get like 6 people to each corpse, and so in the first term you do the abdomen, and then in the second term you move to the lower abdomen, right? So the last anatomy I did was. We'd moved on.
Sorry, second, Sanjeev. That for the mere mortal, that's your tits and then your belly.
And we moved swiftly on to the arsehole, which is exactly what happened. The first thing that you do that term, and the last thing that I did as a medical student, you had to evacuate anything that was left in this corpse's large intestine. So the last thing I did was squeeze brown toothpaste out of a dead woman's arse.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, obviously that's not something you do as a doctor. You get struck off. But it just said, I'm not at home to this. I think I'll do equations instead.
Why do it? Why did you do it?
Because I have got really shockingly bad eyes. I'm really, really incredibly short-sighted, to the point that bats talk about me. And I've also got glaucoma. So my eyes are a war zone. So since the age of 8, I've been in and out of ophthalmologists. And I think I convinced myself I could be on the other side of those machines. And because I was that guy, I was a total swot. Look at me pushing my glasses up. I was that guy. I knew I could get the exams. And also, I mean... Was there
family pressure? Because I know a lot of families
I preempted the family
to be
pressure.
doctors or lawyers.
No. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
There's a big old... It's not just an Asian thing. It's an immigrant thing.
Yes.
Of becoming a doctor. There's this God complex with doctors, and a lot of doctors are arseholes. I mean, let's be frank.
Not dead women's arseholes.
Not dead women's arseholes,
which
is my favourite band.
Where'd you get brown toothpaste anyway?
Where'd you get it?
Yeah.
Out of a dead woman's arsehole. I mean, it's digested food, is what it is.
Oh, right.
Yeah. What colour's your shite? Do you actually shite toothpaste? Is that what you're telling me? Do you shite Signal?
I shite glitter.
You shite glitter?
Yes.
Jesus, can we not go to an advertisement in with a break?
A human unicorn.
You're a glitter shitter.
So you were never under pressure then to become a doctor?
No.
Or did you put the pressure on yourself?
I put it on myself, but then when I chucked it, my mum wasn't happy, because it means she'd have been delighted. She would have been delighted if I'd been a doctor. She still gives you that wee look now and then. Like, I've done all right, okay? But she still gives you that wee look like you'd have been a consultant by now. Just a wee kind of... She said to me, you know that Mark Cox has got a doctorate, don't you? You know that Jane McCarry's got a doctorate, don't you? I said,
if she says if Mark Cox is stuck in it, he's apprentice joiner, he would have 2 vans in the road.
Not 1 van, 2.
I actually found out about that for the first time when you were on a radio show a couple of months back. I had no idea that you were a plumber.
How far did you get with the plumbing?
No, I only got my Scott Beck Modern plumbing. That was like
what does that mean?
2 hours. I don't know. I just went, thank
Could
you.
you fix like a leaky sink?
No, I could. I could actually now, but no then. It was the thing because I couldn't do maths.
So if I needed an emergency plumber and you're the only one nearby, could you come and fix my house?
Yes,
You
I'd give
could.
it a shot. I'd go like that. I'd look down at the thing and go, be back in half an hour, Ewan. I'd go sit in the van, I'd Google it, come back in. See, I've been to Screwfix, it was 1,200 quid for this. I could get a Springle sprocket, I would just make up things and quite good at it.
Springle sprocket?
Springle sprocket,
I would
just make
buy
up-
it.
You would buy it? 'Cause
Aye.
you don't know.
No, I don't
Don't
know.
know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
yeah.
it was only 1,200 quid for the
Only
Springle sprocket.
Springle sprocket.
That's a bargain.
All right, and what's so if it's the Springle sprocket, it's £1,200. What is it for your labour?
Well, yeah, I had to go. Aye, that's probably another 1,200 quid if I'm honest. Aye, absolutely.
So you packed that in.
I packed that in. Well, I was a joiner and then an apprentice joiner for a bit, and that was going in the van, 7 in the morning, going to Clydebank. If you ever go to Clydebank, you look at the sub post office that sits in the car park outside the shopping centre. It's got a roof like that now.
Yeah.
Pointy roof.
It used to have a flat roof. And during my first year of the apprenticeship, the only year I served, we put that roof on it. That's what
That
it
was
did.
you?
That was me.
That was you. Every time I drive past that when I'm at the radio station.
Think about it.
That's
Think-
you.
Think about it. I say it was me.
It's, by the way, it's a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece.
Both
Well,
a
I say it was
doctorate.
me. They would say, "Wee man, right, you want to go to Shippy for us?" And that's the only time when I was on, I would put my nail belt on. And my hammer never hammered a thing, and it was shiny. I fancied a lassie in the butcher's. I used to walk past, gone to Chippy, and she'd be standing looking at me with a jacket with blood all down the front.
You got your
Girls
tool
do.
belt.
She's a working woman.
Yeah, girls do like a man with a tool belt.
I know, a tool belt,
Yeah.
everything brand new.
Men do like girls showered in blood. I mean,
Yeah.
Why do women like guys with a tool belt? I don't get it.
I think
What is
there's
it?
a primal thing that they can fix stuff.
So the pockets
And
is a thing now, isn't
yeah,
it?
they're
The
gonna
trousers with all the
be-
pockets in them.
do you know who's a
Good with
major,
our hands.
major unlikely sex symbol is your guy from, the Chateau, Escape to the Chateau.
Oh, the
do you know what
guy
I'm
with
talking
the
about?
moustache?
Aye, because he can do anything. He can make anything. And I know loads of women that say, like, I know he looks what he looks like, but I would leave my husband for him in a minute because he can fix stuff.
Is it
and make
because
stuff.
he's good with his hands?
Yeah, but that's not always a, would you want someone to...
No.
I can't go there. But I wouldn't want the same action with someone fixing my boiler for foreplay. I wouldn't equate those two things. I wouldn't want that kind of vigorous. Do you know what I mean?
I do remember
Getting his monkey wrench out. Oh, hot the boss.
I do remember comments from the past, women saying, "Your hands are so soft." And I thought, that's right. And they quite like a calloused somebody that's been lifting. You know.
Feel my hands. Feel my hands.
He's got the softest hands
Oh,
you'll ever
what?
feel.
No, they won't be as soft as mine, though.
No, they will.
And look how feminine my wrists are, by the way. Look how feminine my wrists are.
We should discuss our moisturising treatments because your hands are amazing.
Do you moisturise?
I moisturise.
I don't moisturise.
I've moisturised.
Asian don't raisin. What can I tell you?
That's true.
I moisturise and shave.
In that order.
Your hands.
Don't do that because
No, not my hand.
The razor will
I-
just slip out your hand.
You're doing a day and a night moisturiser.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I do. Do you? Do you?
yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Do you,
need
Mark?
to- Yeah.
Aye.
I don't
Are we,
moisturise.
I'm lost here. Are we just talking
Aye.
our face, or are we talking?
No, I don't bother with anywhere else. Maybe you do. I don't.
I do other places.
Do you really moisturise? You be bothered to like body butter and all that? Do you?
Aye.
I'll fight you right here and now.
You won't get a grip on him. You'd be stuck.
Ah,
in
no.
it.
Are they all
that what it is?
slippery?
Do a body butter.
Body butter. That's a wee bit different. Yeah.
Do you do the body butter?
No, I've got other things. That
Like, what do you do? What do you have, Mark? I mean, it's a podcast. It's everything's out there. We've got nothing to hide. Let's talk about it.
Well, that's fair dues. I would use various different things in the shower. I would use. I've got a Polish. Actually, I've got a Polish thing that I bought on Amazon.
A
And,
what?
A Polish wash. That's
A Polish
made
or a Polish?
Polish.
Made
From
in
Poland. Uh-huh.
and it's made from.
Why from Poland?
Because it's made from pine, but it's not got anything else in it.
Right.
It's jaggy, skelfs and all that. when
All
you
right,
get
so
on it,
it's-
you know
Oh, it's like what do you call it?
Exfoliating.
Exfoliating.
Yeah.
Is that
All
what
right,
it is?
okay.
Yeah.
I exfoliate with a cream. I just use my hands for it. I've got a very smooth body.
You-
I mean, you just take my word for it.
But,
I'll
yeah,
take your word
but
for it.
you say that, but you're rarely shaved.
No, I'm heat on my face. I do like a stubble because I've been told I'll look a wee bit like George Michael.
So does that mean I look like George Michael?
You do know that he's dead.
Aye.
He looks like George Michael now. I was told that Peter Sellers. I said, what now? He's been dead since 1982.
You're interrupting our skincare routine here. I mean, we share.
We can always return to the spine of skincare, but I'm just a lookalike.
It's quite important, I think, for the man of a certain age.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I mean, I'm 50, but I know I don't look it because I'm looking after myself.
Well, ditto. I'm 50.
Are you 50?
And you don't look it, and I don't look it. I'm
51.
You 51?
51.
How old are you, Mark?
52 this month.
You're 50 as well. When were you 50?
February 25th.
I was May. Cat, where you were?
March.
Wow.
And Cat doesn't look 50 either.
No, God, you don't. You
And
don't.
Cat doesn't do any skincare routine.
How do you know?
Well, we've discussed it, have we not?
I bathe in milk.
I'm drenched in ghee, by the way. Drenched in it. It's just DNA. Do you know what I mean? I just produce ghee from every orifice. That's what ghee is.
This is all right.
Brown toothpaste.
Do you fancy giving us some of that ghee and we can try it on our bodies in the shower tonight?
It won't work on white people. Ghee is racist.
A heavy butter.
Heavy butter.
Clarified
Yeah.
butter.
That was a tweet that I did that I think actually Bob Mortimer might retweeted it. I said when I said butter I meant ghee. I should have clarified. It's an okay joke, but
fine.
it got
Yeah,
like
it's good.
major
Plain words.
traction. It was technically a joke.
Yeah.
And I kind of chucked it away, and then it got aye.
James Corden will be using it in his show tonight.
Oh,
That was embarrassing because clearly what's happened there is one of the writers
Yes.
has.
I
No,
think
no,
that.
I think you're wrong.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why I think you're wrong.
So basically, if
Even-
anyone doesn't know,
Yeah.
James Corden did a joke that Ricky Gervais had
Done it
Almost word for word.
3 or 4 years ago.
In a
Yeah.
Netflix special in 2017,
Right.
Ricky Gervais does a joke about guitar lessons in a town centre.
So
It's
the
about
idea is
Twitter.
it's about Twitter. It's
Yeah.
the equivalent of you put a notice up in a town centre for guitar lessons and someone angrily shouts, "But I don't want guitar lessons."
Yes.
Say, well, maybe it's not for you.
Yeah, so James Corden has recently, obviously, ripped that off on his late night show. And some people saying, oh, it must have been his writers. I'm sorry, even people who are not fans of Ricky Gervais know about the guitar joke that he has done because it's been all over Twitter, it's been all over Facebook for years and years and years when it comes to cancel culture and how people react to certain things on Twitter. So for James Corden to pretend that he didn't know about that and it being a Netflix special and everyone assuming it might be the writer's fault, I'm not buying that, Sanjeev.
But full disclosure, I've stolen jokes by mistake.
How?
I wouldn't even call it stealing because stealing is like it's sentient. I didn't know I'd done it. I did a joke. It was, in fact, my God, it was for Chewin The Fat on the radio. Right, way back, right? I wrote the series of 3 sketches, and it was like bizarre chat show formats. And one of them was, welcome to photocopying my arse with. Today I'll be photocopying my arse with blah, 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 blah. And it's a very straight interview, but like as they photocopy their arse. And then the last one was, today I'll be giving the wrong directions to blah, 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 blah. And then that's the end of the sketch. It was, I'd watched it on a bit of Fry and Laurie. Okay, I've found it hilarious. It's gone into my hard drive, and then I've forgotten that someone else wrote it. So when it comes to writing a sketch, I think I've got a great idea for a chat show format. Genuinely forgot, because I'm not going to directly lift something, because of course that's that's theft. It was completely inadvertent.
So see when Chewin The Fat was created and you all get on board, there wasn't a point where you all sit in a room together before the season starts or before you're filming. You just get sent a script.
Yeah, that's certainly. But
I mean that's from your perspective.
Is that pretty much what it
You
was?
would just get a pile of scripts and that bit, and then so you
Would you have input into that?
well, I had some things myself that I would just put in.
Wait, did you do Ronnie Barker? Did you use a pseudonym? You know the Ronnie Barker story, don't you?
No.
He used to write under pseudonym Gerald something because he didn't want to be given favouritism. And his sketches would get used. Yeah. And then they had a big Christmas dinner for all the writers, and everyone wanted to know what this Gerald guy looked like because they'd never seen him before. And that's when he revealed it's me. Because he didn't want to be, like...
overshadowing anyone else.
Yeah,
or
or just be given...
Also them picking the sketches because of who he was.
Who he was, aye.
That's good. That's good.
But did you have much of an input into Chewin The Fat when you...
No, they would have taken the vast majority of that because, so that's what you do if you're writing it and you're acting in it, financially.
It's just my thing.
Yeah, that's their thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And
it did lessen up as the years went on, I suppose, didn't it? You know, 'cause the first they were constantly.
The thing about a sketch show, I mean, it's absolutely voracious. I mean, you think about a 30-minute sketch show, how many sketches that is, and you times that by 6.
Yeah.
Then
It's a lot of sketches.
You need writers. So
Do they still do sketch shows?
I was talking about this last
That's the
night.
thing,
I did this kind of Q&A thing, and I was saying about the demise of the sketch show, just because of the way that people, I guess, consume comedy now. I mean, they'd much rather watch a single TikTok rather than 30 minutes of sketches.
You really need to hit the. It's like
Zeitgeist,
the
isn't it?
Bebo, the MySpace.
The what?
It's really, you know,
what?
it's kind of.
Bebo.
I haven't checked mine for a while, but they were doing
I've
really well. the
showcased a
last
few
time I
sketches of
looked.
Friends
Yo.
Reunited just to see how that.
Friends Reunited.
I remember that. Friends Reunited. It was like a $5 a month or something.
A $5 a month to ruin your marriage.
Yeah, and I remember going to Friends Reunited, paying the $5, and then looking at my old teachers from high school and primary school and old friends that I'd obviously lost contact with from school and
It
what
was
have
never
you.
the teachers, it was always the people that you'd wanted to snog or...
Or did you? Was there anyone famous in your school?
No.
Really?
No,
So you're it?
I'm maybe it.
Yeah.
I'm maybe it.
Well, you should get a doctorate then, shouldn't you? Have you been asked back to your old school?
This is a good point. Maybe we should campaign for this.
Maybe we should campaign.
I
for it.
did the prize giving speech at my old school, and the funny thing is, I went to St Aloysius, a fee-paying Catholic school, right? So, as someone who left straight A's guy and started a medical degree, and I've ended up wearing a beard and swearing for a living. I was so surprised they asked me back because, like, I'm not exactly the template that they want to. Do you know what I mean? To promote, but there I was, and I said to the kids, "Look, I know what it's like at school like this. The pressure, I know the pressure, but just do what you want." And you could feel the parents' pressure. I said, if you want to be a ballet dancer, go for it.
for it, that's right.
All I said was just try and have just like an iota of realism. Like, if you want to be Spider-Man, good luck finding a radioactive spider in the Bishopbriggs area. But otherwise, go off the beaten track. Think outside the box. And you could honestly, the tension in the room. The kids loved it.
Aye.
But aye.
Teachers not so much.
Yeah. So no famous people at your school, Cat? No?
My school, well, it was Douglas Academy, Mulgai.
Oh, so no dogs allowed.
It was a... what's
Douglas, come on, a Douglas
Douglas.
Academy. Aye, all right, I thought you were like, okay, right.
that?
You didn't laugh, Mark.
I did laugh. It just took a while.
Murdy McLeod.
Oh, Martin McLeod.
Celtic.
I'm pals with him now. He's a lovely man.
So, but he was like, obviously, he's
way older than you.
yeah, but he didn't say we were in the same year. He said went to
No,
your school.
Armando Iannucci went to my school. Paul Coyer, the first voice in Channel 4.
Natalie Robb, who's in
Natalie
Natalie
Robb, yeah,
Robb,
she's in
it's
Emmerdale.
Riverdale. Yep, she was in my
See,
school.
there could have been some Hearts footballers that went to Tynecastle High School. 'Cause I went
Was
to
that Tynecastle High?
I was at Tynecastle High, but I don't. In my particular year, there wasn't anyone that came out of that I think was famous. But I only did 2 years of high school. It's a long story. I didn't finish school.
2 years.
I only did 2 years. Yeah.
So you
I
did
was
it-
also, and I was also put back a year.
You
So you did
2
first
years.
year
But
twice.
But then you can't leave school before 16, can you, legally?
There's a long story. I
Is
only
that
did two.
another
only-
podcast? Okay.
It's another
It's
podcast.
a very big podcast.
Did you get put back here because you were moisturising and you looked much younger?
They didn't believe me. DNA wasn't out at the time.
Actually,
It was like that boy from
well, I was
Bears
going to
Den,
say, by
remember
the way,
boy Bears
have you
Den?
seen the film?
No, I've never seen
My
that
Old
movie.
School? Is
No.
it about Brandon Lee?
Brandon Lee.
Oh,
that-
Brandon Lee, the boy who died,
It is-
making.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
he
The
died, that's a
guy
different one.
took his name.
It's a boy.
Do you remember the guy?
Oh, yes, yes.
McKinnon.
Yes,
Brian
yes.
McKinnon.
The Scottish
By the way,
boy.
it's a
Yes.
brilliant film.
Yes.
I thoroughly recommend it. It's the best film I've seen.
But he doesn't. He didn't even go to the premiere or anything, didn't he? I think
No.
he kind of like doesn't want anything to do with it anymore.
He's been spotted walking
Aye.
about Bears Den. Apparently, he's still trying to get into medical school, and he's like 60 something now.
Is he?
And he's still trying to get into medical school.
That was some story, that, by the way.
But by the way, I honestly thoroughly recommend that film.
I've seen it. It's very good.
It's very good.
John
very good.
McLeod, isn't it, that directed
Yes,
it?
John
Yeah,
McLeod.
it's
he's
lovely.
done a brilliant because he was one of the. He went
He
to
was,
school.
he was at school with it,
Oh,
yeah.
that-
So
Right.
he's got all the old pupils, and they are properly hilarious, aren't they?
Aye,
They're like
it's very
genuinely
good.
funny people.
Who did you go to school with?
I
Anyone
went to
famous?
school with. I've done the prizes at my school also, which was great. St Andrews there in Carntine. And my brother was at school who was above me. Obviously, my brother's much older than me. He's 58.
Does he
That's not a
look
number
for?
anymore, by the way.
No, they've cancelled
They've
that. You
cancelled
said that he
58.
was in class with Pat Nevin,
Oh,
Oh, right, okay.
footballer.
his book is very good. I read that last
Pat
year.
Nevin.
Yeah.
There's some quite. I think there's quite some people that went in the medical profession in my school as well. But television wise, I think it's probably. You know.
Yeah.
You're the boy. You are the boy. Listen,
You're the man.
Dr. Cox.
Dr.
It's
Cox,
okay.
thank you. Thank you. I can say that now.
You can
That's
say
right.
that.
That's unfortunate because the only other Dr. Cox was that arsehole from That's Life, remember?
Oh, my Doc Cox, that's
Doc Cox,
right.
yeah.
Doc who?
Hi,
Cox,
he looked like a
remember
kids
that?
presenter, and he was a dick.
I would go back to my school, and I loved that school, and I loved it. And I went back to my primary and my secondary, and I offered them tickets for the live shows at the Hydro for their parent association, things like that. You know,
And they never came.
No, they came.
Oh, they came.
Oh, they came in their droves. And,
Oh, we know they came in their droves. 18 nights sold out that
well, there
first
you go,
run.
yeah.
That's,
So
that's
it's
a big school. Oh,
big
you all
school.
right?
Yeah,
Was it just them?
there was
No,
other
no, it's
people
just
there.
them. No. That was some time,
21
wasn't it?
shows.
Was it 21 shows
21
sold
shows,
out?
First time, that's right.
I remember when Greg and Ford came into the studio to plug it, and I think initially it was only like they were doing 13 nights, and then they
No,
did
it
more.
started
started
off
at
with
four.
Four or
It was
something.
four,
initially.
but whatever
Aye.
it was. And I'll be honest with you, I even said it to them. I was kind of like laughing. This is not going to work. How is this going to move from the TV to the Hydro? How are you going to do this?
We were all shouting it.
Oh, I can imagine. But then when you go, right, we're doing 4, we're doing 10, we're doing 12, we're doing 13, and 21 shows in, and I think I went like halfway through, and I went back a second time. It worked.
No, it worked
But I
great.
don't know how you made it work, but it just did work, those shows at the Hydro.
Yeah, I have to say, credit to Ford and Greg and to Michael, the director. That was a new genre they were creating. Because
Totally.
narrative comedy on a stage that size.
Oh,
had
unreal.
never been done
I'm
before.
not surprised about so much that, but I think if it was done 10 years previously, audio and visually it wouldn't have been possible. I think
You needed the big screen.
you needed a proper 4K,
Yeah.
proper, and the audio was because I remember we were doing the dress rehearsals yourself, and you're looking at it, and I'm like that. This is a fucking disaster. How's this ever going to work?
But the problem is, imagine that first show hadn't worked, and we're looking down the barrel of 21 shows.
Because then the reviews and the word of mouth would have killed it straight away.
You go backstage at the Hydro, so it's not like a theatre, but it's a big. You can hear the glasses.
And then the occasional. There's so many fights.
We had a couple
Because
of
people
fights.
getting leathered all day. It was their big night out, and they were just like
Travelling
drinking all
from
day.
everywhere else, that's right.
But what I will say is, I mean, this was probably true even before we said a word. When you're backstage and you can hear the, because they did a thing as well where they had a camera out and picking people out, and they had that. Remember that fisheye effect? So it was, "Can you see me now?" sort of thing.
Yes.
And you were getting reaction before we went on stage, and you could feel the goodwill. And what I will say is,
People wanted it to work.
Yeah, it wasn't that usual Glasgow thing of like, let's see you crash
Yeah.
and burn. People
Entertain
actually,
us.
it
Well,
was
that's
a case
terrible.
of they knew what it was, and it might have been slightly trepidations about, wait a minute, is this going to work for 2 hours on a stage? But I didn't get a sense that anyone wanted it to fail. They
I
wanted it
think
to work.
the problem is that if you do a new thing on stage, it might be good. You think it's good, it's great, but you're going, you're taking something out. But this is already the audience is with you. I don't know how many %, because they know who they're.
They
coming
love
to
the
see, They love the
characters.
characters. They love everything about it. So this goes well, you've got a lot of goodwill, and you've got a lot of people coming, knowing what they're seeing. So there's no this. What's this about?
The thing that I found with Still Game is when it first appeared on our screens in the noughties, it was such a phenomenal success, and everybody loved the characters, the catchphrases, etc., etc., etc. And then you go and do the stage show, which I had my doubts about, like you had your doubts about, and it worked. See, when it comes to doing a brand new series after all those years, there was a bit of negativity around it because it's like how can I put it? When I did the football phone with Alan Ruff on Real Radio from 2002 to 2010, there's been a couple of times over the years where I've been asked, would I go back and work on a football phone with Ruffy again? Would you like to get back together again? Opportunities has arose over the years. And I always knocked it back saying, I want people to remember for what it was. And although I did love the new series of Still Game when it came back in 4K and UHD and all that kind of stuff, it was different.
That was the issue. I think a lot of people felt this is a wee bit different. I mean, someone put it very succinctly. They said,
But was that an easy decision to go back to do that? Or did you have those same doubts I had about going back and doing a football show with Ruffy?
well, what I'd say is that the reaction to the 2014 stage show told me that there was an appetite for it.
Totally.
Right? So
Yeah.
we knew there was an appetite for it. And also there were so many stories that still hadn't been told.
Yeah.
So I didn't have an issue with it. But I have to say, though, it looked different, it sounded different. And someone said, if you watch the shows pre-2008, and you go into the Klansman, you can smell.
The Klansman.
You can smell the urinal cakes.
Yeah, you could.
Do you know what I mean?
That's a really good point.
Whereas
yeah.
there was something about because obviously the technology had changed in the 5-year hiatus.
Technology had changed dramatically in the sense that, see, when it actually looked
too clean, maybe too new.
The original stuff looked kind of well. But we used real pubs. We used real mental pubs to film it in back in the day. And then when we came back, we filmed it in a built set down in Dumbarton.
Yeah.
And it was roasting and freezing, and it was enormous. You know, you're in a set, whereas some of these... So it looked... Clean's a good word. It looked... I don't like watching myself at all, but I looked at myself and fucking hell, because the 4K, you could see...
Aye.
You could see that it was... there was
You
something...
can see they had moisturised.
You could add moisturised. the technology has changed so much that the lighting was different. The lighting was all LED.
It's almost too good, isn't it?
So it's like, whereas back in the day it was all these big heavy light stands, remember? Burning.
Yeah.
It looked dirty. It looked manky. It looked like... that's a really good analogy you've painted there. It's like... It was the first smell-o-vision. You could actually smell the urinals when they walked in that toilet next to the bar and all that. And that was as much... And I went to the cinema to see the first episode, and that was with the bath. When I was stuck in a bath. I did love the series, but I remember reading a lot of people say, it's not like what it used to be. But it wasn't going to be the same, was it?
No. It is, and that's the... You would go back and do it, but you're going to get that, aren't you, as
totally,
well?
100%.
Because there is an appetite for it, but you always get people that will say, nah.
Thanks for listening and watching the podcast. We'll be back with the show in just a second, but it's now time to play a little game with our friends from G4 Claims.
Hello and welcome to G4 Play with G4 Claims, our little game show where Ewan is taking on a member of staff. Who are you playing today, Ewan?
I'm playing against the big boss herself. It is Nicole. Hello, Nicole.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Nervous?
Why are you nervous? Because you're sat next to such a hunky superstar?
No, because I don't want to lose to a hunky superstar.
Well, you're not playing me, you're playing him.
Oh, that's good then.
Okay, so this is the very first game, so it's 0-0 at the moment, and all you have to do is come up with the answer of something I'm describing. I'm going to describe a thing, and you're playing against each other.
Right, so do we have to do a buzzer noise, or just shout our name, or just shout answers?
What do you think?
Do you want to do a buzzer noise?
So you're going to ask it, and then we need to do like a buzzer or something to get there first?
Yes.
Right, so I think maybe we should shout our names then,
You go,
so it's clear.
No, I think you should have a buzzer noise.
I think you go ding, and I'll go dong.
Right, ding and dong.
Ding and dong. Right, so
G4 Play, ding and dong. Right, okay. Okay.
And if you answer without dinging or donging, it goes to the other person.
It's invalid if you don't say ding.
Right, so it's a ding and a dong. Right, I'm
okay.
dong, you're ding.
Yep, got it.
Are we ready?
Are we
Yes,
ready? Go.
yes.
Round one, here we go. You can hold it in one hand.
Ding.
Ewan.
You're
Dildo.
dong.
You're dong.
Dong.
No,
Dildo.
invalid. They said ding. I get his point. If he's getting it right, I've got his
There's
point.
no point. It's just somebody wins or somebody doesn't.
Stop being so fucking competitive. I'm saying dong, dildo.
No.
Okay.
It's hairy.
It's hairy.
Ding. Penis.
Oh my goodness.
Right, wait a minute. Is it not something sexual then? Because he started with dildo and now I've said penis. So now it's just becoming weird.
Okay, next clue. It's hard or squishy.
Dong.
Ewan.
Banana.
No. You can eat them.
Dong.
Ewan.
Peach.
No. It's green.
Ding.
Nicole.
A cucumber.
How many hairy cucumbers have you had?
You said hairy banana?
Bananas are quite hairy when you peel them, are they not?
No. Okay, so far we've got you can hold it in your hand. It's hairy, it's hard or squishy, you can eat them, and it's green. Final
Green.
clue. It's another name for somebody from New Zealand.
Dong.
Ewan.
Kiwi.
And it's 1-0 to you.
Oh.
Today's answer is a kiwi fruit.
Not a banana.
Not a penis.
Thanks for watching Foreplay.
So, Tam, you're only... I'm calling you Tam. Can't believe I just did.
Oh, that's a schoolboy error.
Oh, sorry,
Jerry.
mate. Because we're talking about it. I just see, I can just see Tam.
That's what happens, as they say.
I just see Tam. It's one of the things I was thinking before you came in. Don't call him Naveed. Don't call him Tam.
Oh, don't call him Naveed. I mean, that just
No,
be mental.
exactly. But I've just done it. I've just made the error of calling you Tam.
Well, do you know what might help?
What's
is
that?
if you watch Mark Cox here knocking it out of the park in a brilliant Amazon production called The Devil's Hour.
Sanjeev, thank you very much indeed for
Mark and Jane McCarry both in it.
And you're both in it.
Oh,
Jane,
yeah.
aye.
And the thing is, I didn't know because you guys had mentioned you'd done an Amazon thing, and I'm whatever. Of course, you've done an Amazon thing. Aye, right? You're opening another Aldi's, and then I'm watching this brilliant Peter Capaldi.
Either it was the Amazon warehouse in Greenock.
Cutting the ribbon.
Aye.
So there I'm lapping up this amazing kind of psychological thriller, and then Jane shows up being brilliant, playing Alex Ferns' wife, and then Mark shows up, and I had no clue that you were in it. And it's just
And who's in it? Peter Capaldi as
Peter
well?
Capaldi
Peter
and
Capaldi.
What's it called?
It's called The Devil's Hour.
Is it a series or just
Amazon series.
A series, is
It's
that?
6. I've just
Six,
finished.
seven.
I literally put it to bed last night.
Did you put it to
Mark.
bed before you went to
Very
bed?
good.
How'd you
Very
get
good.
something like that? Is that
So
like
that must be my agent, my fantastic agent in London, Cowley, Knox and Guy. So Jane and I got it completely independently, although we work together a lot and we do lots of corporate stuff together. That was completely a separate thing.
Who told who first?
I told her, she went, I'd love to do that. And then she told me the next week, I'm up in Pitlochry, I was doing a thing in Pitlochry, I've had to do the self-tape in this big, bizarre...
Do you still have to do that shit?
Oh,
even
oh,
though
of
they
course.
know who
Oh,
you
no,
are?
loads
No,
of
for
No,
London.
no, you.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to
For London.
understand, we're Glasgow famous.
We're Glasgow
Do you know what I
famous.
mean?
And thankfully that's the case, because you want to be doing that. We've done the one thing for a long time, but you want to get and do... I've got a
So
good
you're-
story.
Do you think Still Game holds you back for Scottish television productions then?
I've been told that there was a part for a shopkeeper in a thing, and they couldn't cast me in it because I was known as being the other
shopkeeper.
And I get
Right.
that. I get that.
Yeah, so it does
I think
then.
So in a small way.
I can tell this story, I think, and I will tell it, because when we did the Amazon thing, I was down south, and I was in London, they said, well, come and pick you up, and they took me down to the commuter belt south of London, right?
Did they look after you?
Really nice.
Aye.
But there's a hotel, and I was with this girl who was playing my daughter, and we're going to take a location in the morning. They take me to location. I'm like that. Oh, hello. This is your house. Right.
It's a proper stately home, isn't it?
It's not a stately home, but it's a beautiful
Home.
mini mansion.
Aye, okay.
You couldn't see, and I'm not even exaggerating, you couldn't see the tennis court for the orchard.
I hate when that
Oranges like that
happens.
hanging off. Proper dovecote at the back. Not like ones you used to see when folk would make them with corrugated iron. The doos, proper like.
I mean, was it gorgeous?
It was unbelievable. And the guy so we're sitting with my daughter and we're going over the lines, and this guy looks in, hi. I said, oh, hi. He said, you actors? I said, uh-huh. Oh, great. So he was asking us things. I said, who are you? Oh, it's my house. Yeah, it's the first time we've kind of like rented it out and blah, blah, blah. And I says to him, what do you do? He says, I'm in dog food.
What?
I says, you're in dog food? They went, yeah, so makeup special. I went, do you? But right away I thought, dog food's no bought him this house. So he was a really, really lovely guy. I said, you weren't always in dog food, were you? No, I wasn't. I said, what did you do before that? I started a clothesline. I said, you started a clothesline? Yeah. £30,000 loan, first shop in Brighton, I think he said. I said, oh, what's it called? What was it called? Jack Wills?
Oh, my God.
Right. Jack Wells, was that?
Lovely guy.
That's
Amanda's
the
wife.
posh clothes, isn't it? That all the students in St Andrews wear.
Yeah, that's when you put the collar up on the...
Yes,
Yeah.
on the polo shirt, yeah.
He was
and
so
then the
lovely.
wee gilet.
Ah, the gilet that's on
Padded
top of it,
gilet.
yeah. With your rugby shirt.
And
turned
was
up.
his name Jack Wills?
No, he was...
His name was Ken O'Meat.
That's right, when I said, you'll never believe it. I just spoke to the owner and he said, the owner died 5 years ago. I just looked at camera like that. It was amazing.
You must have had an awful lot of laughs on set though, because like you guys you've been pals for so long as well. Is there any single moment that you remember back from the Still Game set that you just couldn't get it together because you were laughing so much?
There's so many things, isn't there? When you think about it over the years, carry on, the things that have happened, and a lot of it comes out of tiredness.
Like being on set too long and...
So you're in that,
Yeah.
you're in the Klansman maybe doing in Dumbarton there, and you're sitting in long. And Jimmy Martin,
Yes.
who played Eric, so it's getting to the end of the day. And
So we should stress that obviously Jimmy is Eric's age, so he doesn't.
he's
He doesn't
reasonably
age
old
up.
man.
He's,
Yeah.
yeah.
But he had to go to the toilet and come out and say, Bobby, nae bog roll. And he came out, Bobby, you've nae rock balls. Cut again. Bobby, you've nae rock balls. Tears running down your face. You couldn't get and these kind of things used to happen.
The stupidest
It's the
things.
stupidest things. Remember, we were filming in that haunted home.
Oh,
you know where we
wow.
we're springing
That
the
was
guy
the-
from the care home. Do you remember that episode?
Yeah.
And I did the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest thing. With
That's right, yeah.
So we're just honestly, it was a night. Was it a night shoot? It was like 2 a.m. No. I tell you exactly what time it was. It was just past 11 o'clock because this is kind of what happened.
It was an old nunnery.
Oh, it was like properly. I mean, I don't believe in that stuff, but it felt really creepy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we were just sitting about knackered and like indigestion and all that. And then Ford sang to the tune of One Tanamero. He sang 1:11 because it was 1 minute past 11, right? It's only 1:11, then silence. And then I just went about 30 seconds later, 2:11. Ford laughed. He almost shat a kidney laughing because he was just tired. It wasn't that funny. It wasn't funny at all, in fact. And watching Ford corpse is I recommend it. I've seen him corpse. Ford is the worst at it, I think.
Oh, he's like a Blungen doing it,
Yeah.
really, is it?
He does that thing where he actually bangs the floor.
Right,
Which is
okay.
a cartoon thing, but
Yeah.
Ford actually does that. I remember when we were doing Chewin The Fat back on the radio, and he was at Ronald Villiers on the radio. But he's going to be in a science fiction thing. I say, science fiction, and he goes, Jean-Luc Picard. I say, make it so, and he just did his make it so thing, and he made himself laugh, and he had to leave the studio because he was laughing so hard. But it was a joy to watch. Because Ronald Villiers as well, it's just one of those things.
He had that scene where we're all trying to get in front of the magazine. I get plastic surgery. And, he was trying to make himself tall, so he had these platform shoes on and his hair all done. Oh man, he's ridiculous looking, and he knows what he's doing as well. He's funny, you know. Ford with his and they was said, "You all right, Jack?" Fine. It's just sometimes his facial expressions, it crack people up. You know,
But that was the joy of Jack and Victor. Was the facial expressions. It wasn't always what they said.
No,
it was for all of you in the cast. It was how you would react to something that would happen in the show.
You need to mention Ronnie Barker. If you ever watch him, he's just with his eyes, just to
Yeah.
zap his eyes.
Aye.
Oh, have you seen Ronnie Barker doing Cleo Lane?
Oh,
3
incredible.
blind mice. Just watch his eyes.
That is the funniest thing. Sometimes it's you don't need
You don't even need the line. It's just a look.
Just a look. And
There's one of the funniest things is, and it is one of my favourite episodes, is the New Year 70s flashback episode. And Eyes is
The party, the Hungry party.
Eyes is in
Oh,
the
it's
kitchen with
brilliant.
Harry. I want an orgasm. And then Greg just came in and went straight back out
Right.
again. And
Yes.
that was like jazz. His comedy timing was absolutely on.
It was like a
point.
complete
A
U-turn.
complete circle,
Yeah.
right? A complete Rishi Sunak.
Yeah.
Right back out the kitchen. And the timing was out. I mean, the thing is, you look at the physical comedy, I think especially that Ford and Greg do, I mean, it's up there with Lauren Hardy, some of the stuff they do.
Yeah.
It's
They are
amazing.
very good.
I,
aye.
I watch it sometimes it's on, and one of my favourites for the 70s one is when you come to the door and he's you've just arrived. So he's done up in national dress.
That's right.
For the party.
Oh, no, I was wearing a suit.
No. Yeah, did you not have?
No, I was wearing a suit. Mina was wearing Mina's wearing like a sari.
Jack goes, and he says, "This is a bad door for you."
Your door, other place. We still say that in the house. Bad door for you, your door, other place.
I mean, you guys have got so much to tell. There's so many stories from the Still Game years, which is just so happens that you're
Well,
going to be telling some of them.
well,
So what are you up to? You're on tour, aren't you?
We're doing a few gigs sort of on the East Coast. We've got a couple of gigs in Dundee at the Whitehall Theatre. I think the 5th of November.
The 5th of November.
That's
It's a
sold
really
out.
hard date to remember.
4th sold out. 5th, there's still some tickets left for in Dundee, which is my favourite cities.
Yeah.
We're going to Arbroath later on in the month, and then we're in Aberdeen. They're both sold out, I think, as well. But we're coming to Glasgow on the 18th of November to the Doubletree Hilton. There's tables to eat, and there's also tickets now.
I don't like tables to eat.
I don't know, we're moisturising the nice and soft.
Can I not have some grub?
Some hardcore Catholics, if they want to go beyond like the wee communion host, you can eat a whole table.
A whole table. So it's like a dinner and drinks and stuff like
But
that.
it's not just you two. We've got two. There's a 5 of you. So
We've
you've
got Paul Riley, who played Winston.
Yeah.
We've got Jane McCarry.
Isa.
She played Isa. And we have
Bobby.
Gavin
Mitchell.
By Gavin Mitchell.
Yeah.
And the
A
two
nice
of
name
us.
for a perfume.
And you
isn't it?
two as well.
And the two of us. So
On stage.
On stage. Q&A.
And also Callum Beattie.
yes.
Yes.
Callum Beatty's turned up to sing a song as well, or two.
Yeah, apparently so, yeah.
What do you mean apparently so? It's your show, you should know this.
Yes.
So is Callum Beattie going to be
He's
there?
got
Beattie is going
module
to
and
be
plumbing,
there.
I know.
He's got a module in plumbing.
He's got module and plumbing, same as me.
Has he really?
Yeah,
Are you just
we
making
talk
that
about
up?
A lot. Yeah, I made that up.
No, Callum Beattie's going to be showcasing his fantastic pipes on the night as well.
Yeah.
Who's hosting it?
I am.
Alan Ruff.
Alan Ruff.
Alan Ruff's hosting it.
If he's there, I can't do it because we
Right.
can't get back together
Can't
again.
back together again. You said that.
I
By
did
the
say
way,
that.
does he moisturise?
He doesn't moisturise.
No, he doesn't moisturise.
He used to boof on the 70s,
that's why
but he
they
never
call him Alan
moisturised.
Ruff.
Aye, he loved a buffon and he loved a perm as well.
I love it.
Aye, back in the day.
So basically, it's like the 5 of us just stories
Tell the
and
stories.
Stories and
Ask it.
questions.
And yeah, that's it. Taking questions from the flair. That's
Taken from the flare. And nothing is off limits.
Well, I would say nothing's off.
No, I mean you get
fucking
huckled and
Hunger
given.
Games.
Sorry?
It's not the Hunger Games we're involved in. But
No, the thing is, if you don't like the question, you get huckled and given a schemy kicking.
yeah.
But you're free to ask.
You can come and say, "Have you got a question? Where are you from?" Janet from Erdy's got a question. If it's inappropriate, she can. Janet,
Aye.
okay, now.
The door.
I need to tell you
The
this
back
story
door.
though. I got asked by some of my pals' cousin's a teacher in Drumchapel, right? And she said, "Look, it's a massive favour, but she teaches a primary 7 class, and their topic this month is Pakistan." And she'd asked the kids, "What do you think of? What do you think of Pakistan?" They said, "Oh, Naveed and Namina from Still Game." So, would you be able to come and talk to class about the topic? I said, yeah, that'd be a fun thing to do. Because I have this thing about when people came to school to talk to you, they were like, they would talk to the teachers, they wouldn't talk to the kids.
Yeah.
So I like the opportunity to actually talk to the kids. So I went and I talked about, India used to be one country and it was split. And then my mum and dad came over and telling funny stories about, mum and dad growing up in the UK and moving to Scotland and blah, blah, blah. Did about 20 minutes. And the teacher said, well, thank you very much, Mr. Kohli. That was very informative and educational and entertaining. Now, as you know, P7, our topic this month is Pakistan. So if any of you got any questions you'd like to ask on the topic to Mr. Kohli, we get at the front. Mash. Naveed, where's your gutties? So I explained that I got my gutties in, I think it was the Nike shop. Yeah. And then we moved on. So, no, by all means, ask us where we got our footwear.
Anything
you
goes.
want.
Absolutely
Anything you
anything
want.
goes.
You haven't made it clear. You are hosting
Ewan
this.
is
Ewan's hosting.
We're delighted
Yes.
that Ewan's hosting.
Sorry?
We asked for you
We're delighted that
specifically.
you're hosting. Can I ask you something about this?
Yeah.
Ewan? I don't think I've ever seen you without
Naked.
a hat.
He's got a horn.
Are you wearing a hat? Are you wearing a hat in the night?
No.
Goodness.
So when I turn up to events, a formal event or an event like yours, I will turn up suited and booted.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Ewan.
I will be making the effort just for you, Mark.
Thank you.
Sans hat or a Vec hat? You could wear a big Jacob Rees-Mogg top hat if you like.
No, you're okay, mate. Honestly,
It'll help hide the horn.
Cat, you coming?
I am coming.
We've got a
yes.
table of 10.
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
I'm coming for the night out.
Oh,
Amy wanted to come. You know how much she's a huge Amy McDowell wanted to come, but she's actually
in Germany,
in
Austria,
Germany.
She's doing the
She's
singing.
She's doing the singing thing. She's doing a live orchestra thing in Germany on that particular night, and she's really annoyed. She actually even messaged to say, "Can they not change the date?" I went, "No, they can't."
You know what we
change
should
the
do? We
date."
should maybe try and FaceTime her on the night when she's on stage.
We should do that actually.
And we could address our German fan base, I think. What is your favourite?
Well, hold on. Should we FaceTime her now?
I would like to ask Naveed where he got his gutties.
Right. Sam, where is the Kinder?
Where is Kinder? He is referenced in season 5, I think, but we never see the Kinder again. What is the problem? How come Jack and Victor turned 75 on multiple occasions? Because you know the German audience are going to be told they'll be in amongst the minutiae.
Where do you think everyone will come from then?
Well, I think they'll come for you. I met people in Silverburn the other day, and they said they were coming to see your show.
Do you know what? I have to say this. And Scottish television has been, I don't mean STV, but just Scottish TV generally has been guilty of being Ouija-centric, okay? And obviously we've had Gary Tank Commander and we've had other stuff, but it has been... Chewin The Fat was quite kind of Ouija-centric. And I wondered whether Still Game would be seen as the Ouija sitcom, but people all over Scotland, people in Fife adore Still Game.
Yeah.
People, actually, all over Scotland love Still Game.
It's just because it's funny old people.
And
they love that.
Well, it's relatable, isn't it? Is that Amy McDonald?
I'm trying to FaceTime her.
Oh, are you going to get dropped on the podcast?
You can keep talking.
No, I want this awkwardness to play out.
Oh,
about dropping your call.
She's not going to answer.
Is she in Glasgow at the minute, or is she on tour already?
Do you know where she is? I'm not sure where she is just now.
She might not know. You know when you're on tour and you don't know where you are.
Yeah,
she could be in Kilmacombe or Vienna. She won't know that you've been dropped.
She's dropped me.
She has.
Oh,
that's a message.
Callum Beattie would
I don't
do
want
that.
any day with this.
Should we cut this bit out? It's quite embarrassing, that. See, before we finish up with the podcast, so yeah, go to the Doubletree.
18th of November.
18th of November. I'll be there hosting.
You will be there.
They'll all be there.
We'll all be there.
Naveed, Tam, Winston, Isa.
The stories we've got.
Bobby, Callum Beattie singing. There's another band as well, is there?
The Daisies, who are brilliant.
The Daisies are great. And is Paul not getting up to do a wee sing song
Paul
as well?
may well do.
Aye, because he told me he was going to sing on the night.
So he does sing.
Where can we get the tickets, please?
So is it Wally Doug's? So
Wallydugs.
Wally Dugs, that's WALLYDUGS.com.
Could you also contact the Doubletree? Would they also put you right as well? You can't know, so it's through Wally Dugs.
It's through Wallydugs.com.
Wallydugs.com.
And there's
we
an
can
option.
put a link to the tickets at
Yes.
the bottom of our screen.
Oh,
Yes.
please don't contact Amy, she'll no answer.
We'll
Very
do that
good.
for you on the bottom of the podcast. Which
On
you
the
can see.
description.
Yeah, if you're watching it on YouTube, you can see the tickets.
Amy's selling tickets from a crate on Argyle Street.
With sports socks and knocked off perfume.
Here we have the Bowl of Destiny. And in the Bowl of Destiny are a number of random questions.
Oh, okay.
And you will each pick a question. And you can forfeit that first question. But if you do that, you must answer the second question that you choose.
Wow.
So you might like the question, you might want
Might
to
not.
answer it.
But whatever the
But you
second
only
one
get
is,
to
you must
forfeit
answer.
one.
You only get
Okay.
to forfeit the first one. So, Tam, you can go for... Oh, I've done it again.
Oh!
I'm all right with this.
No, you get two
No,
of
but
them.
it's
You
more
get two of
fun.
them before he gets a bit knifey. Just tell you that right now.
I'm comfortable.
What happens if I do it 3 times? Am I going to get battered?
So the candy
Don't go there. Let's see what we've got here.
So don't read it out. If you don't want that one, don't read it out and then pick another one. But if you're happy with your first one.
Or just answer the question, but don't say what the question was.
No, don't do that.
Do you like your question? Is it okay?
Or do you want to pick another
Oh,
one?
you're laughing. So I don't know if that's an...
one.
Oh, okay.
You pick another one.
All right. Well, you now have to answer
I'll
whatever this
answer
one
it.
is.
You have to answer it.
I was going to answer that one, another one, but I thought myself, I'm not.
Well, they actually answered the question was it was never proved.
So you now need to read this question. So what does this question say?
What's one thing you've never told your best friend but will tell us?
Oh. One thing you've never told your best friend, but you're going to tell us.
Who is your best friend?
I told you about the Scott Vig
Module.
plumbing module.
Yeah. You've told us about the roof in Clydebank
And your moisturiser.
and your moisturiser as well.
Curly whirly.
Curly Whirly.
Too long for shelves.
Curly Whirly. What's a Curly Whirly? Feels like there's something you need to tell us.
Have you done something with a...
No, it's Sanjeev's favourite story when I used to, back in the day when I was in the pub, I used to go across to the wee newsagents across the road, and an Asian guy, grumpy, and he was always sitting in his chair, his magazine at the time, that shows you when it was, older guy, and I would go in, half cut, chocolate and that, and I remember saying to him one time, have you not got any Curly Whirlies? And he never even looked up, but he said,
Don't stop, Curly whirly's too long for shelf.
too long for shelf.
Too long for shelf.
I love that story. I love that story.
What did that?
It's so good.
Mate, I'm just saying, as someone who's played 4 fictional shopkeepers, you make space for Curly Whirlies. You make space.
Terrible question, that.
Well, you kind of we think about. Well, here's a we dig into the bowl of destiny. See if we think about that.
That was the music from John Craven's Newsround.
So it was, aye.
I don't know why I did that.
So again, you can either choose to answer this one.
Okay.
Or forfeit it.
What's the best conspiracy theory you can make up on the spot?
Oh, good one. That's a good question.
Okay, Joanna Lumley has a metal anus. And there's a genuine backstory to that. It goes off in airport security. It sets it off and she's got a metal anus. But she works with remote control.
She works for the remote control.
She works with the remote control. If she's like bunged up, whatever, and she needs to widen the anus.
She widens it.
She can widen the aperture with the remote control, but she has a metal anus.
Like a fembot from the Austin Power films.
Yeah. It's just fine if she's got the skits, but if it's a big old brown growler, she needs to widen the aperture.
I have met Joanna Lumley on 2 occasions. I sat and I interviewed Joanna Lumley
Was she sitting awkwardly?
for an hour.
I think you'd have to meet her on 5 occasions for her to reveal she has a metal anus. That's not a second interview story.
But at no point,
Why would she?
at no point did I see any sort of remote control. When she did go to the bathroom, there didn't seem to be any kind of clinking noises or robotic noises or...
Oh no, obviously the technology's moved on. It used to be zzz, 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 and now it's silent.
Silent. Okay.
Yeah.
So Joanna Lumley has
A metal
a
anus.
menace, which she...
A manus. Oh, you just combined those words, Willis Nillis there. I like that. Joanna Lumley has a manus.
with a remote control.
Uh-huh.
And she opens and closes it with the remote control.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good answer to that very random
It's your
question.
job. It's your job to disprove that, by the way. There's no onus on
I don't
anus.
want
There's
to
no
prove
onus or anus on me to prove that.
No, there isn't.
The onus is on you to disprove it.
So back to Mark, who...
Well, it's a terrible story. And I don't want to...
remind us of the question.
I haven't done anything wrong. But
Remind us of the
it's my
question.
fault.
Something that you have not told your best friend that you can tell us now.
Best friend, one of my best friends, I suppose.
Is
Way back in the day, 2000, 1999, I lived in Queen's Drive. There were several of us in the house, drinking. We bought Chinese carryout.
Right.
And I remember sitting down the stairs and I put a bit in the plate, chicken curry fried rice. And I'd eaten some of it. And I had to have a bit of whitey. I drank too much as I did back then. And a wee bit came back up on the plate.
Right.
oh
I
no.
put the plate down. I went in. I think I went to the toilet and back. And I lay down for a bit. And I got up and back in. My pal had finished my plate. Everything,
God.
including the
Whitey.
They've wee bit there.
the
Come up.
vomit. So you know who you are. I know who I am.
You're going to
I
apologise.
need a metal anus for this. I do apologise, I guess. You know who you are. I don't want to use your full name. See,
Stevie.
all the best. This is quite dramatic, actually.
That's quite dramatic.
Powerful
Do you
stuff.
feel better now that you've actually
I've
come
got
clean?
another few things I need to discuss, obviously. But
You look
feels good.
physically lighter.
I do feel lighter.
You feel
better,
lighter, yeah.
brighter, moisturised, if you will, mentally.
Aye, and the weight is lifted. I can
Yes.
physically see that on
Like
you.
Joanna Lumley on Fast Forward.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. what a podcast. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Mark Cox and Sanjeev Kohli, it is always a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, wait.
Whoa,
Hold on a wee
whoa.
minute. We don't end it there.
Oh.
What normally happens at the end of a podcast,
But I've let you down, you.
but Kat has let us down today. Kat always plays us out over the end titles with a tune from her kazoo. But unfortunately, Kat has left her kazoo in the pencil case in the radio studio. So, unfortunately, boys, you're going to have to pretend to be a kazoo.
What would to do though?
Still game. Right, so over the end titles, it's not Kat and the kazoo, it's Sanjeev and it's Mark.
Tam.
No, you're not. No, Mark.
That's good, Mark.
Right, okay.
Thanks for
Mark.
that.
That's all right. Yeah,
That's
good.
not bad, aye. You need to do the still game tune.
In the style of a
Kazoo.
Okay.
Kazoo.
a kazoo orchestra.
Over the end titles. So go and see them at the Doubletree at the Hilton. I'll be there November the 18th. Get yourself tickets at wallydugs.com.
Yeah.
We'll see you there. It'll be a good laugh. Craig Beat's going to sing a wee tune as well. And Mark will share his moisturising secrets with you as well.
That's right.
Won't you, Mark?
I will do.
Okay. Might do some live moisturising. Yeah, on stage.
Yeah.
Mark Slippery Cocks.
Slippery Cocks. Slippery Cocks. That's
Slippery
a great
Cocks.
brand name. Slippery
can have
Cocks. Moisturiser.
Aye, you could try that, I suppose. Aye.
Yeah.
Slippery
Do
cocks.
you moisturise your penis?
No, I don't. I've never needed to because that's another long story. I've always felt quite lubricated when it comes to action. Okay, anyway, I stopped now a bit.
No, we're still recording. But when you come to action, you don't need you're not lubricated though.
Oh, hold on a wee sec.
Are you adding lubrication?
No. Well, come on.
Come on, we've
We're
been
both 50.
Yeah.
Both round the block.
Are you on the blue pill?
No,
No?
never, ever. Yeah,
Yeah,
thankfully.
I've never touched a blue pill.
But I'm not going to. You know,
What's that hand action? Because there's people listening on
You look like
Spotify.
you're unpeeling a banana.
in a way. Yeah. It's too much. It's fucking.
Wait, hold on a wee second. Is that how you prepare?
No, I don't.
For the
prepare.
moment?
I'm just talking about the
The moisturising.
pre-cum. What did you say, Sam?
How much is coming out?
Yeah. More than a thimble.
Less than a pint.
More than a thimble, less than a pint.
It's a good name for a show.
name.
That's
More than
a
a thimble,
brilliant.
less than a pint. Slippery cocks.
Right, Slippery Cocks.
Yeah.
More than a thimble, less than a pint. Yeah. Okay. And you're
we
still
could-
producing at the age of 50.
I would say so.
When did you last?
Unless
Selling
somebody
Mark's
else
pre-cum
produced
on the
it for
show
you.
then, at
Yeah.
the interval, sell your pre-cum on the show.
I'm in a t-shirt. That's disgusting.
I mean, it was just that you kind of brought it up.
I did
Oh,
really
it was
brought it up.
you.
No, I didn't, did I?
You did?
Yes.
You went into the world of penis, and
Oh, no, we talked to did you moisturise your penis?
No, you moisturise
Because we moisturise it.
Why would you moisturise your penis for a
I do.
start? We need to watch what you're doing there.
You exfoliate and then you moisturise.
oh, you exfoliate your small Ewen. Do you exfoliate that?
Yeah.
There, do you?
Yeah.
Oy.
Once every couple of weeks.
Oh my god.
I just wanted you to pretend you were kazoos.
That's what it started as a kazoo. It's like a fucking zoo.
Oh my God.
I'll go back to my first question. What do you believe your greatest contribution to the world is? More than a thimble, less than a pint.
Right, okay. Oh my word, thank God we're coming to an end. Jeez, right, so
Mark
thank you.
never comes to an end.
Sanjeev, Kohli, Mark Cox has been an absolute pleasure, and this is where you will become a kazoo and you will do the still game theme tune over the end titles. A round of applause for the guys. Right, it's over to Mark and Sanjeev. Thank you so much.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Thimble. Difficult. Bubble.